are more than 16,000 children between birth and 19 years old, sadly, are diagnosed with cancer in this country.
Here in the Houston area, the organization Sky High for Kids works to bring communities together to provide comfort, fund research, and save the lives of those fighting pediatric cancer and other life-threatening conditions. Joining us now is Brittany Franklin, CEO and founder of Sky High for Kids, joining us to tell us more about the organization and some events that are coming up. Brittany, thank you for being here.
Thank y'all. And the studio looks great.
Thank you.
Yeah, first day. You're one of our first guests.
You
so we
are.
appreciate you being here.
Chris,
Tell us a little bit more about Sky High for Kids and how you came up with this idea.
So it started in South Louisiana in college, and it was a sporting clay tournament to raise funds for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, where I'd visited as a volunteer in high school. God just put it in my life and put it on my heart, and we continued to fundraise for many, many years to follow, and moved to Houston, and now our corporate office is here, and we are investing in really large research projects, infrastructure, and comfort programs, as you mentioned, both at Texas Children's Cancer Center and St. Jude. So the organization has been around for, I think, a little over 17 years now, and we're making a huge impact in the community and on the lives of those kids that are unfortunately battling cancer.
Yeah. What do the funds raised go towards specifically?
So specifically with our Texas Children's Pledge, we are giving $20 million to fund the immunotherapy center. It's actually the first one of its kind in the United States solely dedicated to children. And in addition, $20 million to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital that is funding brain cancer research, solid tumors, bone cancers, the most deadly forms of childhood cancer that is normally underfunded, right? I don't know if a lot of people realize, but private donors, corporations in this community are the reason why families have hope and a fighting chance. Unfortunately, our government only gives 4 to 6% of funding to research for kids fighting cancer, and that's not enough. This is our kids. I mean, it's our future.
Right. And how are you able to identify the need of, specifically where this money goes?
So we rely on our partners, right? We rely on the experts at Texas Children's and St. Jude, Covenant Children's, and so many others around the country. They are the ones doing the research. They are the ones treating these kids on a daily basis. They know, what is needed. And so they come to organizations like Sky High and give us those details. And then we make sure that our vision, which is to end childhood cancer globally, and our mission align with those needs, and that's how we decide on what we're going to fund. And so, I mean, look at immunotherapy. There was nothing for kids in this country before Sky High stepped up to the plate and worked with Texas Children's. It's kind of bizarre, right? When you think about it like that. It's our kids.
Yeah.
Right. This is what it takes to get something going. It's, people like you and the volunteers and the donors that come along.
Exactly. We can't do it without y'all.
Brittany, what does this mean for families when they get that diagnosis, when they know that they have to go through this process from the start of when they find out that, this is going to be an uphill battle? What are my resources? And then in comes this organization, Sky High for Kids. What does it mean to those parents to know that you are there?
It means the world to them. In fact, yesterday I was able to be inpatient as we delivered some very special gifts. And we met an 11-year-old beautiful little girl from El Campo, Texas. She has 2 brothers, and her mom and dad were there. And you could tell, she's having a okay day. She's hooked up to chemotherapy. She's stuck in the hospital, and her life has changed. She's 11. She should be at school with her friends. She should be getting ready for spring break, but she's not. She's looking at a 2.5 to 3 year treatment protocol for leukemia. This is, y'all, it's like a tornado hits this family, any family, right, with any diagnosis. And so when Sky High comes in and can let families know we're funding research, we're helping fund the treatment that's needed, the infrastructure that's needed to we were on our Sky High for Kids floor, that's where she was yesterday, to have a place to be treated. And then most of all, we were able to grant her her trip to Universal Studios, right? So now she has something to look forward to. So sometimes these kids are really bummed, really sad, they're somber, but if you give them just that little glimpse of something to look forward to, it's exciting. Charlotte, brain cancer, she's going to the Bahamas. Sky High is supporting that, and her mom told me yesterday, for 5 years they've been in this battle with this brain tumor situation, in and out of radiation, and she had nothing to look forward to. She doesn't want to go to school. She's the oddball out. She, has to walk on a walker and has speech, issues, and so these kids face so much more than just, I have cancer, right, and I need to be treated. And so now she's looking forward to her trip to the Bahamas. And so we do these things to be able to give families hope.
Yeah. And you guys have some events coming up, and I know we're running out of time, but let's just put the graphic up because this is an important day. March 7th is your gala, and then the next day is the 8th, which is your sporting clay tournament, and all of it raises money for Sky High for Kids.
Yes, and we want to thank J.D. Fields for being our presenting sponsor this year. So we'll see y'all March 7th and 8th.
SkyHighForKids.org. Thank you so much, Brittany. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you.